Have you ever wondered what it would be like if Einstein, Steve Jobs, and your child's brain had a party? Welcome to the Neuroquirky Nexus, where we celebrate the extraordinary minds of our neurodiverse children. Welcome to you amazing parents and caregivers to this podcast. Here we are going to navigate the colorful world of neurodiversity, and we're going to explore holistic, out-of-the-box solutions for children and teens with ADHD, stress, anxiety, and other neuroquirks. Each week we'll dive into practical, brain-based techniques and quirky strategies to help your child thrive. I'm Laurie Bloyer, a former veteran teacher turned holistic neurogrowth, learning, and life success coach. As a parent of a neurodiverse child myself, I've spent the last 20 years researching, experimenting, and developing unconventional approaches to support these unique minds. I myself have ADHD diagnosed later in life, and thank goodness, now I understand some of my neuroquirks, and I am going to give you, from my years of teaching in the classroom, my son and myself, several tips, tricks, strategies to help you and your child thrive and create peace at home and joy in your life. So, are you ready? Let's get quirky. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Neuroquirky Nexus. So glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about having a calm holiday season. It really applies to our neurodiverse children, especially those with sensory integration issues, and I really want to look at it from a holistic perspective as far as sleep and nutrition and schedules, and really taking care of your child and taking care of you this holiday season and what that means. I am so happy that you're here, and I'm happy that we are here to support our neurodivergent children and teens. And this podcast is all about practical strategies with a whole lot of heart. I'm Laurie Bloyer, your host and a fellow parent ally, here to help you navigate the holiday season with less chaos and more calm. That's what we want, right? But we need strategies in order to find that calm. And this also applies not just to the holiday season, but of course the holidays are coming up in America. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, swiftly followed by Christmas and New Year's. So let's talk about this whole long season that we're in. And the holidays are magical, but they can also be overwhelming, especially when you're juggling the unique needs of your neurodivergent child or teen. But here's the good news. With thoughtful schedule, intentional planning, a sparkle of fun, and quirkiness, you can transform holiday stress into holiday calm. So today we're going to dive into these strategies for managing your holiday schedule, incorporating downtime, supporting sleep and nutrition, and even creating a quirky holiday tradition that your family can enjoy. Are you ready? Let's get quirky. The power of a plan. Let's start with why having a plan is so powerful. For neurodivergent children and teens, predictability is key. A well-thought-out holiday schedule can help reduce anxiety, minimize meltdowns, and create opportunities for your family to truly enjoy the season. I'm not talking about rigid, minute-by-minute itinerary. No, that's not going to work. We need some flexibility built in. That would stress anyone out, I think. Instead, think of it as a guide that includes must-dos, nice-to-dos, and plenty of downtime. And also plenty of consideration about sensory needs and nutrition especially. So here's how we can start. First, we need to identify the essentials. These are the non-negotiable holiday activities like family gatherings or traditions that matter most to you and your family. And you need to build in breaks. Every exciting activity should be followed by a period of calm or quiet. This gives everyone time to recharge. And share this schedule with your family. Post it somewhere visible and review it with your child or teen and even extended family who might be visiting, or if you're visiting other family as well. Visual aids can especially be helpful for younger kids, while older teens might appreciate using a shared digital calendar, for example. But share it with everyone. Many of my listeners are new parents to the diagnosis of a neurodivergency such as ADHD. So we need to start talking to our families about why your child needs these breaks or why they're having meltdowns and have that conversation. All right, pacing the hustle and staying healthy. One of the biggest holiday stressors is trying to do too much. Overcommitment leads to overwhelm for both you and your child or teen. So here's something you can remember. You probably heard it before. Less is more. Focus on what brings genuine joy to your family and leave the rest behind if you can. When creating your schedule, keep in mind the importance of sleep. With all the excitement, it's easy for kids and parents to fall out of regular sleep routines. Stick to consistent bedtimes and wind down rituals to keep energy levels steady. And I know this is hard if you're especially traveling to try to stick to those schedules, but try to recreate where you're traveling to what you have at your home. So if there's a light or a stuffed animal or a special blanket, try to bring those along as well so you can mimic your downtime routine from home while you're visiting relatives or in a hotel. Moving on to nutrition. This is a hard one. Holiday treats are fun, but balancing them with nutrient-rich meals can help keep moods stable and prevent sugar crashes. As you know, we really try to stay away from the food dyes. We try to stay with our vitamins and minerals and really try to stay off of the sugars. So that's going to be hard because I know some kids that you might be visiting or around will be eating the sugars and not have the crashes or the meltdowns. But you have to really ask yourself, is the joy of sugar for your kid better than the meltdown? So which one do you choose? All right. It's a great way to connect while staying on track if you prepare for meals together or plan meals together, or at least plan strategies for if your cousin is having sugar, what do you get to have? Or maybe even bringing some sugar-free, dye-free treats along so that your child could have them ready. The importance of breaks. Neurodivergent kids and teens thrive on breaks, and parents need them just as much. Here's how you can incorporate rest into your schedule. Create a quiet zone, right? Even in a hotel or the grandparents' house, wherever you are, create that quiet zone where your kids can escape the noise and the sensory overload. Plan low-key family activities like reading a holiday story together, taking a walk to look at the lights, getting some fresh air is really good. Yes, that vitamin D from the sun, if you can get out and get that, is wonderful. Very helpful for them. So even with traveling to other locations, try to plan in that downtime or the zone where everyone can just go and relax. And don't forget that we talked about in another episode that kind of tapping on, your children, or you could have a safe word or a tap that means like, I'm overstimulated. We need to go out and take a break right now. I think we talked about that with birthday parties. So go out and take a break because I'm overstimulated. So, or a keyword, right? And don't forget to schedule time for yourself, of course, right? Even 10 minutes of deep breathing, stretching, journaling, bath, whatever you need to relax and rejuvenate. You can't help others if you don't help yourself first, right? Put that oxygen mask on yourself first. It isn't selfish. It's a gift you give to yourself and your family. So please don't forget yourself as well. Remember, spreading out high energy events and saying no to things that don't serve your family is okay. It's perfectly okay. It's okay to say no because no is much better than a tantrum, in my opinion. All right. So let's weave in some downtime and self-care. Downtime isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And now, a word from our sponsor. Are you a parent struggling with defiant behavior in a child with ADHD? It can be overwhelming, but there's help. Download our free guide, 10 Essential Strategies for Managing Defiant Kids with ADHD. Inside, you'll find proven techniques to reduce power struggles, build cooperation, and create a calmer home. Ready to make a real change? Get your own copy now and start transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. Download it today at nexus-mastery.com/guidelines. That's nexus-mastery.com/guidelines. The link is also in the show notes. Thank you. Let's get you back to your episode. Necessity. Okay, we've talked about our schedule, but what about the unexpected, right? You're traveling, suitcases get lost, somebody gets sick. There's always the unexpected, an unexpected visitor. So even with the best schedule, though, life happens, and maybe the holiday lights are too bright, or the party is too loud, or your kid is just having a tantrum, not feeling it, right? That's okay. That's okay. Withdraw, take some time, take some deep breaths, go to your calming place or their calming place, and recharge. Yeah. So to help that, though, you want to, think about how to avoid those meltdowns as much as possible. So make sure to build some flexibility into your schedule, right? Include some buffer times between activities so you're not rushing. Include downtime, of course, as we've talked about. Think of strategies for how you would manage the tantrums. And those could be your exit plan, as we talked about before. So if things get overwhelming, you can go. Really help your child, maybe even role play ahead of time, help your child understand their feelings that trigger them. Hopefully you've downloaded my trigger tracker so you know what might set your child off. And you can know, okay, these are the things that are going to set them off. Let's role play what happens if you're starting to feel upset or agitated or anxious or stressed. So maybe role play and prepare ahead of time, and keep that sensory toolkit handy, such as, if your kid needs it, the noise canceling headphones, the chair band on a chair at the table so that they can kick and wiggle without having to leave the table, some small fidget toys, that beautiful weighted blanket. Might be hard when you're traveling, but keep those handy so that your child can help themselves regulate. So teaching your child or teen how to navigate those moments of stress is important. It's a huge life skill that they're going to have to learn, that you can do it in a very supportive, nurturing way. Remind them that it's okay if they need a break, and it's okay to leave when they've had enough. But they do have to learn how to also regulate. So even if it's not okay to leave the situation, if they can find a calming corner or a quiet place to go. I know my son used to do that. The coat room, when everyone would go and put their coats down for the holidays, he would go hide in the coat room under all the coats and feel calm. And that would be his weighted blanket. All right. As we wrap up, before we get into our creative activity, I want to remind you that the holiday season isn't about perfection. It's about connection, right? And gratitude, and being thankful for these amazing children that we get to parent and be around. And please remind your families of that you're visiting, or friends, that your child is amazing. And go back to the episodes where we talked about reframing if you need to. Really help them see your child as differently wired, not that they are a troublemaker or that they're causing, drama or trouble in the family event, but that they're just wired differently and that their senses are different and that their nutrition requirements are different and that their sleep is different. So help your family acknowledge and try not to talk about your kid in front of everyone, though. If you can have these conversations ahead of time or outside of where your child is listening, if it's a challenging conversation, if it's an empowering conversation, yes, your child should be around to hear that they are amazing and that their superpower is their unique brain. But preparing ahead of time is always beneficial, setting everyone's expectations so that they know that your child has extreme sensitivity to X. So I hope you have done that trigger tracker and know so that you can have informed conversations. But anyway, sorry, I got on a tangent there. It's about connection, right? The holidays are about connection and gratitude. And the best gift you can give your neurodivergent child or teen is a safe, loving space where they can thrive. So if you have a thoughtful schedule and a right balance of activities and rest and exercise and nutrition and sleep, and all of those are thought about, then with a few quirky traditions sprinkled in, you can create a holiday season that works for your unique family. All right, let's go into a quirky activity to bring you together. So, adding a little fun to your holiday prep. One of the best ways to connect with your kids or teens is by creating something together. How about starting a quirky holiday tradition? Why not? Because we always try to end with quirky traditions. Here's an idea. You could do a DIY holiday decorations with a twist. Gather some simple craft supplies like paper, markers, glitter, glue, whatever you have around. Challenge your kids to create the silliest holiday ornament or decoration for the holidays they can imagine. Think about googly-eyed snowmen, rainbow-colored trees, a garland made of hand-drawn emojis, something silly and fun. And then, of course, display your creations proudly. So it not only sparks creativity, but it gives kids a sense of ownership over the holiday season. Plus, it's a great way to spend quality time together and perhaps not be on screens. It also is a nice time to just bond with your family and have some downtime. Of course, cooking together or decorating cookies together, building gingerbread houses, all of those holiday traditions are wonderful. Go outside, make a snowman or snow angels. All of these things without the chaos is what I'm getting at here. As always, don't forget to post your creations at #NeuroNexus so we can all enjoy your fun little creations. I also wanted to say I will be having an article about 12 activities you can do with your neurodivergent child coming out in our latest magazine, Parenting, Learning, and Living. And I will put a link to that when the magazine comes out. It should be out December 15th, I believe. So I will put a link to that down below if you would like to read the article in the magazine. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Neuroquirky Nexus. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a fellow parent who might be struggling this holiday season. It's a long season in the US, so please share. I hope I got this out soon enough. And come to my Facebook group because also there I'll be doing lives on Mondays of this holiday season and answering any questions you may have or just helping support you and nurture your peace and calm as well. So please share this with fellow parents or anyone else that might need this. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss another episode. And until next time, please take care of yourself and your family. Happy holidays. And as always, keep it quirky. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to Neuroquirky Nexus. We are so glad you took the time to join us today. I know time is precious, and we are so glad you're here. I hope you got a lot out of this episode. Please don't forget to post your activity using hashtag NeuroNexus. That's NeuroNexus. And of course, all links are in the show notes. And I just really hope you enjoyed it. So if you did, please like and subscribe and share this with a friend. I think this is really good for families that are new to being their child being diagnosed with ADHD. And I believe that the tips and tricks and resources I'll be sharing will be very helpful for all families, but especially new families. And finally, I am creating a workshop coming up to help families with ADHD finding and using a holistic, natural approach in support of a book chapter that I'm writing and articles and magazines that are coming out. But my workshop, I'm so excited about because I can work with you all one on one. If you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you again. And remember, let's keep it quirky. See you next time.